Hi and welcome to GP Strategies Apprenticeships Learning Hub. This is a short video tutorial on how to navigate yourself through the Learning Hub. You would have received a welcome email from myself, and within the email you will have your username and your password details. To access the system, you should follow the link within that welcome email as above, and then you should log in by clicking on the blue bar here and enter in the username provided and the password. You will need to change your password once you enter the system, and I will show you in this tutorial how to do that. You can see that you've logged into the system. We know that a number of ways. At the top here we do have a black line, which is the administration line, and it welcomes you by saying hello to the user. On some browsers you may not get this line, so you may be unaware of whether or not you've accessed the system. So you can check by clicking on My Profile, and it will have an introduction to your name. Now, to access the back end of the system and to change your password, or to update your first or last name or email address if there are any inconsistencies, you can do so by clicking on the black tab at the top here and clicking through Dashboard. Now, I'm going to go back to the same page to show you how to access the same back end of the system, but if you do not have the black line appearing because of your browser settings, there is an alternative way. So I'm going to click back here to go home. I'm going to go back to My Profile, and I'm going to scroll down, and you can see there's a picture here, and underneath the picture the name of the learner, and I'm going to edit profile. So I'm going to click here, and you will see that you end up on the back end system exactly as you would as if you had gone through using the black toolbar at the top. Okay, so there are a number of functions within the back end of the system. You can change the colour of the back end if you want to. It doesn't change the front, it will just do the back. So you can choose anything that you feel is more appealing to yourself. If you scroll down, if there are any errors with the first name or last name, then you can amend it yourself here. You can also change how you would like to see your name displayed. And you can also update your email address. You don't need to put anything in the website. You can put a little bio about yourself if you want to, and you can also upload a picture to your profile by clicking on here, and the instructions will navigate you through the process. So to generate a new password then, we have this little button here, Generate Password. The system will automatically provide you with a very strong password. However, it's probably not the most memorable, so you can over-type that, highlight it and put something that's more memorable to you. I'm just going to put a very basic, simple password in. Now, if I do put a weak password in, you can see that the system will tell me it's very weak. And actually, it won't allow me to update this system until I confirm the use of the weak password. If I scroll down to the bottom, where it tells me I need to update my profile, it won't allow me until I accept that this is a poor or weak password. We don't recommend that you use a weak password, but for now, just so I can update it, I'm going to show you what to do. You can see that I'm now allowed to update the profile. So any changes I make will automatically be saved. If I came out of this back-end system without updating my profile, none of your changes would have been saved. So once it's updated, we're going to head back to the front end of the system. That's probably all you would use the back end for, just to update your profile, amend your password, email address, etc. So to go to the front end of the system, you're going to go back to the home. So you can either click on there or the visit site that you just seen. And there are a number of tab functions that I'm going to talk you through. So you would have received an information guide along with your welcome email with your username and your password. And the very first step within that guide is to ask you to become more familiar with the different tab functions within the Learning Hub. There are 7. I'm going to explain to you what is within each of these tabs, and we suggest that when you've got a bit more time that you navigate through independently. I'm going to go through each, but I am going to leave the My Profile tab last. The My Profile tab is the most significant and most important tab that you will be accessing. So you can see that we're currently on the Home tab. Now the Home tab basically just gives you information on the current apprenticeship programs that we offer, and this will help if you're thinking about progression in the future once you've completed your current program of study. If you scroll down, you can access more information by clicking in one of these boxes, and it will take you through to our fact sheet so you can read a bit more information. And also, if you've got any friends or anyone within your organisation looking to do an apprenticeship, you could use this source of information. So we're going to skip to the second most important tab within the Learning Hub, which is the Learner Support function. Now, Learner Support, we have a number of different features within this. By simply clicking on the Learner Support, there is some information about how we will support you throughout your apprenticeship journey. And if you do need to update your digital skills and you need access, if you don't have a Word program on your computer, you can actually sign up for a Gmail account, and you'll get a G Drive for online storage, and you'll also get Google Docs, so you can create very similar Word documents and PowerPoints. So there is a little blue link here, and that will take you directly to the Google account instructions. So we also have functional skills. When you start an apprenticeship here, you are expected to have at least a level 2 in functional skills. If you haven't, then you must work to achieve a functional skills at level 2. And if you scroll down, there's a little bit of information about how we can provide you with level 1 and level 2 for both Maths, English and ICT. We use a company called BKSB. To access the system, you just click on the logo here, and this will take you to the login page for BKSB. Now, your skills coach will provide you with a username and a password. It's not the same username and password that you're given from myself to access the Learning Hub, but if you click here for Remember Me, once you've accessed BKSB using the username and password provided by your skills coach, it will automatically remember you and log you in continuously when you next access it. So this is where you will go to complete your initial assessments for your functional skills and any other activities that you're directed to do by your skills coach. So we've got frequently asked questions section. Now within this, we've got information about what the minimum wage is for apprenticeships, holiday allowance. Obviously every company is different, but there are minimum requirements that should be met. And we also talked to you about the support that you get in regards to discounts on rail cards and the Oyster card, and also you are given access to the NUS Apprentice Extra card, which gives you discounts off different retail outlets. If you want to know more information on any of that, anything that's highlighted in blue, for example this NUS Apprentice Extra card, you just click on it and it will take you direct to their website, and it will give you more information about what the deals are. So click out that. So we have a tab here for safeguarding. Now we here at GP Apprenticeships take safeguarding really, really seriously, and we our main aim is to make sure that our learners are safe. So we do have a safeguarding policy. We also have some information within this section of the Learning Hub about the government's guidance on the prevent duty, any health and safety guidance. We've got a health, safety and welfare policy on here. If you wanted some information about financial support, the relevant telephone numbers here as well. And we also recognise the Every Child and Every Learner Matters and Safeguarding Vulnerable Groups Act. And in addition to that, we give a link to some NHS helplines and support groups for those that perhaps need further guidance and advice for various mental health issues. So there are different links that you can access, different policies you can read, and again, you just do this in your own time. So at GP Strategies Apprenticeships, you might be directed to access different external providers. What we don't want to be doing is to be providing you with a list of web links that we want you to access. We kind of want you to be accessing all of the information through the Learning Hub because it's a much neater transition for you. So within the external provider tab, we've listed all the different relevant external providers for the apprenticeships that we currently offer, and obviously as more apprenticeship programs are added, then you might see some additional external providers added here. BKSB features here as well as the other learner support function tab, and to access any of these external providers, all you need to do is to click on the logo and it will take you through. Now, if it is a provider that needs a username and password, it will be a different username and password to the one that we provided for the Learning Hub, and your skills coach will give you that information. So to get back, you just X out to go back. We also upload all your evidence to a system called eTrack, which is our online e-portfolio system. And your skills coach will discuss what method they would prefer to do this. So it will either be that you're given a license yourself so you can action this, or your skills coach will action it for you. So that will happen on your first visit, those discussions. If you are required to upload the information, the evidence yourself, there is a learner user guide for further support, and you would just click here to access your ePortfolio login page, and again your skills coach will give you that information. And then finally, we do have a plagiarism checker within the learner support. So you need to click here to access the plagiarism checker, and obviously if there has been any duplicated content taken from another source, then it will show a percentage and where that information has been taken from. Obviously we can't take any duplicated work, so your skills coach will have a discussion with you about the course of action. So please utilise the plagiarism checker because sometimes it can be done unintentionally. So it's a really good tool for you to use. All you do is click there, and if you scroll down, you can do a couple of things. You can copy and paste the content that you want to be checking, if it's a paragraph, into there, or you can actually upload the document and you can check your plagiarism. We've also got a check grammar button there, and that will check to make sure that your grammar is appropriate if you want to use that as a tool as well. So that's the second most important tab that you'll be using throughout your apprenticeship journey. Then we've got the technical support. By clicking on the technical support, it will take you to an online form. The online form is to be used if you've got technical issues only within the Learning Hub. So that would be for information such as a link's not working, so something isn't accessible, something to do with your password. You can either use the online form or you can email directly on the support LMS email address there. The other information that we've got, I have mentioned that when you sign up with us and you get your welcome email, you also get an information guide. Well, you have access to those information guides on your Learning Hub as well if you want to access it, if you lose the original one sent in the email. And for those of you that are studying adult care, there's a bit of guidance on the adult care workbooks, and this video tutorial can be found in this section, so you don't need to keep referring to your email if you want to delete it. You've always got access to support through watching the video tutorials. The Policies and Procedures tab will give you information on relevant policies and procedures for your apprenticeship programs. We've got our safeguarding for employers, and we've also got the equality and diversity for employers policies. There is also our complaint policy if you're not happy with something, and we also have our learner charter and induction handbook, and you can get information on if you wanted to appeal any assessment decisions within here. The News tab, this gives you information on current apprenticeship news, and to access the information you just need to click on the different box that you want to read up on, and it will take you through to particular news articles and any information about that topic. And then the final tab is the My Community tab. So the My Community tab allows you to access your network within your apprenticeship programme. If you click on the My Community, it will take you to your member activity. So it shows what you've been doing, if you've been participating in any forums, any topics, if you've asked any questions, if you've had any likes, and you will also be rated. The rating just basically goes on whether or not you are actively taking part in the forums. It's nothing you need to be worrying about. Some people will choose not to use this community forum at all, and that's absolutely fine. You can go into it, you can come out of it. There is no obligation for you to use it at all. But if you wanted to access the community forums to see what was being posted, you would just click on that one there, community forum, and find your apprenticeship programme, and then you can see what's been posted. You can see here that within the care programme there's been things that have been posted about the quiz certificates and workbooks. So if you access your forum here and scroll down, and you wanted to read what was put about the quiz certificates, or this could be something that you wanted to respond to, then you would click here, you would read the information, and then you could put your own response if you wanted to, and just click there for answer. If you had something you wanted to ask yourself, you were struggling with something within your apprenticeship and you were looking for a bit of support from your community, then you would just click here to ask a question, put your title in there, the question there. You can even attach a file, and then you can ask questions. Now obviously within the community forum there are some rules and expectations that we ask you to follow, and the forum rules are listed at the bottom of the page, and we ask that you read through them before you participate in the forum. So they're the different tab functions. Please have a look through them so you become more familiar with them. I did say that the main tab function that you will be accessing is the My Profile. So if you click on the My Profile, you can see it gives a little bit of information about what this section is for. You may have your image. Remember, you can access your back end of your system to update your password, etc. this way. And then as you scroll down, it says your apprenticeship. So any apprenticeship that you've been assigned to where resources are available within the Learning Hub, they will be listed here. So you can see that this particular learner has got access to a number of different apprenticeships. And the very first one that we expect that every learner that assigns or is assigned to the Learning Hub should complete is the GP Strategies Training Limited Induction Programme. Everyone should complete this first. I just also want to point out that as you're going through your apprenticeship, you will be given the opportunity to be completing some quizzes along the way, and you'll gain certificates. Please don't panic if you forget to save your certificates or download them. You can access all certificates that you gain here. All you have to do is expand all, and you will see where you have certificates. For example, this learner's passed the induction programme and they've also passed the induction quiz. It shows a certificate, and all you have to do is click on where it says certificate, and we can gain access this way, and we can save it and send it over to our skills coach if we forget to save it as we're going along. So I'm going to access the induction. I'm just going to collapse that, and then I'm going to access the induction programme. Now, if you're on a programme where there are no resources within the Learning Hub at this time, your skills coach will email you and make contact with you to advise you of the resources available, and we'll send them over to you in an email. If you're on a programme where the resources are on the Learning Hub, then you will see that within your apprenticeships. But everyone that's on the programme will have an induction programme. So to access that, you click here. Scroll down, there's a bit of information about what you'll find. Click on the induction programme and you will see a video, which is our top activity, which is how to use PPE, and we just want you to watch the video. And then there is also some links to some different COVID-19 courses and about staying safe in the working environment and how to limit infection. So you'll just click on these links for some free online courses. Scroll down, we've got some induction and e-learning modules that we ask you to complete. And then we've got some content for safeguarding mental health and well-being. Some of this information are flyers, some of them are articles, some of them are little booklets, some of them are online courses. So you just need to read through them and take your time to complete the activities. We've got preventing extremism and radicalisation, and then we've got some optional continual professional development, presentations, audits and assignments. So the expectation is that within your own time you read through all this content. Then your skills coach, when they make contact with you, will carry out a induction audit check, and that will be asking you different questions about some of the different topics that you've read about and learnt about and carried out online courses for. When you feel you're confident in all the content, there is a short quiz at the bottom. You click here. It will tell you that you must pass the induction quiz at 80%. Every quiz within the Learning Hub must be achieved at 80% minimum, otherwise you'll need to retake the quiz until you achieve it. Start the quiz and then work your way through. When you get to the end of the quiz, if you achieved at 80%, your certificate will be automated. If you forget to print it, like I said, you can access all your certificates by going back to the My Profile page and clicking on the Expand All button, and your quizzes are saved there. So once you've finished your induction programme, it all now depends on what your apprenticeship programme is that you're studying. So for example, if you were studying team leader, you would have a team leader apprenticeship here. You would access that and then you would work your way through the information to gain confidence on the knowledge elements of the programme. If you're studying care, you're advised to start with the standard section first, and any other apprenticeship programmes that aren't currently on here, your skills coach will be in contact to advise you of when the resources will become available to you, because they'll be sending them separately to you via email. So that's a very short introduction into the Learning Hub. If you do have any questions, there is guidance within the information guides that are sent to you on the welcome email, and they can also be found within the technical support. You can also contact myself. My name is Kerry-Ann Kelly and I'm the Curriculum Design Manager, and I'm available on this email address here, and I'll do my very best to contact you as quickly as I possibly can. Thank you for listening.